Hi guys, this is my submission for this big challenge. In this week, we need to create an invoice management automations to create invoice, send invoice, and the trick and send a reminder. So first, see the workflow. We need to create an invoice and one bit automation. So we use this document template to create invoice from our data. So you can customize it. It's a rough design. We create the invoice and then we send in. After the creation of invoice, we send invoice to client with PDF attachment, and then we have decision point here. If the client paid to invoice, we need to update the status of payment inside a table and send a thank you email from a table. If client doesn't pay before due date, we need to send in first reminder to him, and after the first reminder, when the 7 day passed and the payment status is unpaid, we need to send him final warning, and then we can take proper action against him. So this is a fully automated system to create invoice, send invoice, and then track the status and send reminder and warning. So let's see how this work. We have this a table base. We have this project table. You can see it, all the fields. We have invoice, and this is an important table where we have the client name, email address, the status of payment, connected project, and then we have these three columns. So this is important. First, invoice URL. It's a payment page link, and this is the payment link URL. So it helps us to track invoice payment status, and once we send the invoice, it mark the checkbox with automation. So let's see one by one. First, we need to create an invoice and send an invoice to client. So we have this automation for this. So let's see, run this automation. So here in a table we have four automations. First, for invoice creation, when the status is ready to bill, and then we call this make webhook. What is actually doing is call this webhook, we get the table record, and then we make a product inside Stripe with an API call. Then we can make a price, then payment link. After this, when we generate product, price, and payment link, we send all the info to our document template. This document template to create our invoice, then we download the file, and then we send an email to our client with an PDF attachment, and then we update. You can see this is important. We update the invoice URL, the payment link, and the invoice is sent checkbox. You can see here we have this invoice URL, it's a payment page, and then we have this payment link URL. So we use this URL to track our invoice status, and you can see here we got the email here. Just refresh it, you got it here. We have this email with this PDF attachment. You can see here this is our invoice, and this is button. Right now it's not correctly, you can edit its rough design. When it's click on this link, and we got this same page here, and we write all the information here if you want to pay. So for now we have create invoice, and then when send invoice to client, and now client have options to paid invoice right now or it doesn't pay. So if he pay the invoice, we need to update the payment status and send thank you email. So we see how this work. We have this second automation here. What you're doing is here we watch a new payment event happening in this Stripe. You can see we have create new link here, you can create new Stripe payment here, you connection and the grouping. You can go here and find out checkout and mark is it true. So it create a new webhook for you. I create the webhooks in the same way, and then we have this Airtable module, and for now I hard coded the payment link here from this Airtable link URL. So you can use this, choose from this watch event module. So you can see here is an object for p link. You can paste it here, and once it complete, we update the payment status to paid. So this is the second automation. Once it's done, it's paid. You can see here, and you can see here we client paid. We update the payment status and send thank you email to him. And now if the client doesn't pay us, so you can see here first record. So we have this payment confirmation automation and then invoice remainder automation. When we have due date is today and invoice status is unpaid, so we need to send them our first reminder. So let's see how this works. We have this Airtable script. We send them the first reminder. If payment is unpaid, you can see here invoice reminder, you can see here. And if it passed the 7 days, then we need to send the final warning. So let's see the last automation 2 here. When the invoice status is unpaid and remainder count is less than 2, I choose this 2 option here because the first time we send the invoice and then we send first in remainder, and then this is the final warning. So we have this payment and this more than okay. So last reminder sent. What I do here is when we send the remainder, we update the time is now, okay, and then it get the time here, and now we have option to trigger our webhook. Invoice date is unpaid, and then remainder count is less than 2, and date since overdue is more than 7 days. So it take the record. We call this make webhook, and you can see here, test it. We send the final reminder as well. So let's see. Okay, final notice, it's here. So we can see here we create an invoice in document, then send invoice to client view email, and then we track the invoice status. If the client paid the payment, we update the payment status in Airtable as paid, and if it doesn't pay before due date, we send the first reminder, and after passing the 7 days, we send them final warning view same email. So this is complete workflow. I attach all the JSON from Make and Airtable below the challenge. Hope you like the video. Thanks.